Hey everyone, welcome to day 4 of the tournament, or day 5 actually. I was just this minute saying that we've messed up the schedule because we've done everything in 3 days, and then I go and tell you what wrong day it is. Anyway, I am here with Tia. Thank you very much for joining me, Tia. It's great to have you
Hi,
here.
it's great to be here.
Yeah, so yeah, we had some fun yesterday. We, in case you missed it, the spoilers are our immortal, eternal champion Micro Machine is no longer with us. Uh, um, did you catch that one too?
Yeah, I did. There were some fun games.
Yeah,
You,
definitely. Micro Machine hates the worker rushes.
yeah, he clearly does. You mentioned that on stream also. He clearly does have a lot of different things built into it. All sorts of stuff to try to deal with it, but it didn't really work in the
Yeah,
end.
yeah, it was getting there, and I think like could have won a couple of the games, but didn't quite manage it. And the
Yeah,
other game, of course, Ketrock getting through. Ketrock,
yeah,
a potential opponent for you in the next round. So if you
yeah, true.
make it through tonight, um, now let's have a quick look at where we stand. So,
Very
uh,
impressed with Cena's games.
yeah, I really think Xena should have won that game, which was tied. But yeah, it was just couldn't quite finish it off. I was very sad to see that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so
Interestingly, under the Probots rules, I think that would have been a win for Catrock, of Cena, I mean,
yes, yeah,
which would probably have been fair with only, I think, one floating command center of our floating factory for
yeah. I don't know. Like
Catrock, but it's,
I'm open to other opinions on that. My own opinion is if you can't finish the game, you don't deserve the win. But obviously, like I understand the other position, and if you're in that situation with just a floating command center, then you've probably already won the game, kind of thing. But I
yeah,
don't know.
it's a bit, well,
I'm very happy that it didn't change the overall result because
yeah, true.
if it had been the case that like Xena would have won if it had won that game, I would have felt really bad. But I'm kind of happy that it didn't change the overall result. So
Yeah,
yeah. Um, so anyway, let's take a look at tonight's games. First up, it's your bot playing up against NegativeZero. So NegativeZero by Mind Me, of course.
yes.
Elo of 2200, third seed. Win rate so far only dropped a single game against Sharkbot. It's been very impressive.
Yeah, it's very strong.
Yeah, and
Good luck to Mind Me as well. I see he's wishing me luck in the chat.
yeah, good luck, Mind Me. And the opponent, of course, your bot. Seed 11th for this tournament. I mean, random bots very rarely do well in tournaments, but yours has managed to defy the odds on a number of occasions. So, what kind of makes you
Yeah,
go with random? I don't know.
yeah. I think it's adds a bit of extra fun. Um, I
Yeah,
had a while where I was just playing Protoss, but it was, I don't know. Um, I was also getting getting stuck a bit on where I wanted to take it, and I just thought, I'm just gonna play random for a while and
yeah.
see how that goes. And I think it's been very fun.
It's certainly been fun to watch, um, for us anyway. Um, all right. Let's. Should we get into the game anyway? I've got game one loaded up and ready to go when you are.
It's
So,
I'm loading it now.
okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, for those who don't know, we don't have the dual replay feature with StarCraft, unfortunately, for the bot replays. So we have to kind of just sync up with the go button and hope that that works. I think ProBots do all of their replays from over Zoom as well, rather than having everyone load up the
Yeah.
replays. But yeah, I don't know. Might be a better way. But yeah, give me a shout as soon as you're good to go.
Moment. Yeah, I'm ready.
Cool. Okay. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the Protoss Phenon. It is NegativeZero. And gonna introduce your own bot.
In the top left corner in the blue, it is random bot tier, currently playing as Protoss.
Yeah. You said that like Protoss was your original race. Is it still your best race, do you think? Or
Uh, I'm not entirely sure if that's still the case. Um, yeah, I've worked quite a bit on the Terran and the Zerg as well, but
yeah,
it's also because there's so many different builds. It just varies a lot from build to build how well worked out it is. So even the Protoss can be quite detailed what goes into the build, but some builds are a lot simpler.
yeah. No, that's so I've noticed NegativeZero immediately sends out the probe to scout which race you are, so it knows.
Yeah, I there was a time when NegativeZero didn't. I think it had just one build for all three matchups against random. So I think it was what he also uses in PvP and mostly stays on one base and builds up from there. But nowadays he actually scouts the race and adjusts exactly
Yeah,
what he does.
yeah. I think we were seeing with Ketrock yesterday playing against the random bot. He was saying that he just chooses a single build against random because they generally like to cheese, and you know you haven't been averse to that in the past a few times.
No, I have done that sometimes in the past.
It's good fun, but yeah. So
For for PvP, I know NegativeZero likes to start on one base. They start with a fairly strong push.
yeah,
I know Mind Me has had some trouble of his opinion was I think the first person who takes an expand in PvP is the one to lose.
yeah.
That isn't necessarily always the case, but
No,
it can be difficult to take an expand safely. It's
yeah,
quite impressive what Sharkbot did. When was it? During the group stages, when it
yeah,
actually did a full wall off and managed to hold quite well.
yeah. No, that was good. But yeah, we've got two adepts coming across, but not really going to get a lot of damage there against the stalkers, unless this one comes and manages to sneak in. Oh no, full wall off.
Yes, I've got the wall off
Yeah,
ready to go.
yeah. So yeah, both of you staying on one base.
Yeah.
Immortals on the way. But yeah, so very similar builds. I guess like the adepts have gone in for NegativeZero is the only real difference there at the moment.
Yeah.
The adept's not really going to get a lot done. But yeah, adept against immortal. There's not really a good
No.
way for the adepts to win that fight. Although immortals don't do as much damage to adepts, I don't think, because they're not armored. So uh, it's not too bad. So NegativeZero is slightly behind schedule. 5 seconds late.
Yes.
So very similar armies. I think it might be an extra stalker there for NegativeZero, but very much going to come down to like obviously you've got the high ground there and how well you can kind of micro the units about a bit.
So just the third immortal popping out for
Oh,
tier right
that's
now.
yeah. Oh, there we go. Stalker's going down already with NegativeZero, and yeah.
If my immortals does go down, it's painful.
So It looks like, yeah, 2 of the Immortals are gone now. NegativeZero originally was losing a few Stalkers, but
Yeah, Tyr prioritizes attacking the stalkers
yeah,
because yeah, my experience is that mortals just take very long to take down,
yeah,
so it's easier to just focus on the stalkers. But I don't think it worked out very well here. This is
no,
looking bad.
does look like NegativeZero is gonna in the driving seat here. There's another Immortal
Yep.
gonna come out soon. Ah, yeah. I think, like you said, the first one to try to take an expansion there.
It didn't go so well. The idea here for Tyr is to have just, well, make sure you keep defending and have those fast immortals, and then make sure to take an expand. Do be the
Yeah,
first to take an expand, but with a good defense,
yeah,
didn't quite work out. The build order was there with the third immortal, but micro just wasn't good enough here.
no. Right, I'm gonna fast forward this now. I don't think there's any chance of you winning,
Yes,
I'm afraid.
let's go.
GG. Yeah, so I think it was just came down to that one fight there, and obviously he took out the Stalkers quite a lot, but as you were saying, the Immortals just absolutely wrecked.
Yep.
Let's get game 2 up anyway. Uh, yeah, NegativeZero playing very aggressive as well there. Like, coming out quite early. Is that something you expected from him, I guess?
Yeah, this is basically how their games usually look in PvP.
Yeah.
Just
Okay, give me a shout when you're good to go.
I am ready.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, in the bottom right, again, spawning as red, it is NegativeZero. GLHF, a very, very well-mannered bot. And in the top left, again, as Protoss, it is Deer. Not such a well-mannered bot. Although you do have a lot of smack talk built into your bot. Well, you did. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
it's still the...
occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure how much time you have to
It
dedicate to
also
the
be
smack
a,
talk.
it should be a good like have fun in there, I think. But
Ah,
maybe it
progress.
apparently not in
Yeah.
this version. I thought it should be in there, but
Oh,
maybe
no,
there's
there you
something.
go.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Yes, even mentions the name.
Yeah. I think you only need to say good luck, have fun as soon as you see the first unit, right?
No, not
Okay.
necessarily.
Ah, so one probe gonna occupy one probe. Chasing around. Oh, yeah. So 2 gas. I'm guessing this is a similar build. I wouldn't expect to see a different build from NegativeZero if you've just won a game.
No. So also the same for tier. There's just
Yeah.
one build for per matchup.
Okay. I guess you've got 9 matchups to think about though, so it's very difficult to build in a lot of different builds.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Also with the random spawns, it feels a bit pointless to have a second build for all three races when especially, well, now at least we have best of five, but in the best of threes
Yeah.
that we had, it's just okay, there's a good chance you'll never use any of them, or
Yeah.
maybe just one.
I guess it.
Just isn't really worth it with random
I
random
guess.
race.
I guess if you knew you're fighting against NegativeZero, you could specifically build for him. Which is actually something that.
Yeah, I do have some
Yeah.
opponent specific things in there. We also saw that versus Bandbot, and these are all
Yeah.
specifically built against NegativeZero as well.
Yeah, it was something we were talking about a bit yesterday. It's like, how does kind of like the different update schedules affect the tournaments? Because obviously Probots have a lot more update windows than we do.
Yeah,
So I wasn't sure if that specifically like allows you to do a lot more snipes or
yeah, it does a bit.
yeah,
You get
yes,
to update 3 times in total, and you most
yeah,
of the time there's only two or maybe 3 bots that you know you'll be facing.
yeah,
Only the very last, yeah, the very last part of the tournament, you would have to prepare for a whole lot of bots at once. So then sniping gets a bit harder.
yeah. Uh, I think Sharklice was saying in chat that he's hoping for some proxy tempests, but I don't think we're
Yeah,
going to be seeing any.
won't see
Sorry.
that sadly. No.
Unless NegativeZero has one ready to go. But yeah, it's looking very similar to the last game at the moment, but
Yeah.
oh, nice little escape from the adept, who doesn't quite escape the next one.
Not, not quite.
Again,
Almost there.
5 seconds late again for NegativeZero.
You'd almost think you're watching the same game as before.
It's 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 working out very similar, unfortunately, but you don't know. Um, so the third immortal will pop, maybe almost ready to get a fifth. Third, fourth. Four comes after three, obviously. Sorry.
Yes.
Numbers fail me at the moment. Yeah, so takes the expansion and immediately gets Stalker picked off straight away. First Immortal goes down. This is actually looking worse
Yeah.
than the first game, sorry.
Yes.
So yeah, all the Immortals get taken out.
Yeah, this looks bad.
Yeah, so we'll see. Just 2 army supply at the moment. So the Stalker comes out. There's a couple
This
more.
is over.
Yeah. So,
It is too bad. I think we can. This can
yeah,
turn into a very fun macro game if we get past the first stage, but
yeah,
it's very difficult for
yeah.
both bots to stay alive to that
I
point.
will I will fast forward it, sorry.
Yes.
So yeah, GG. So
GG.
2-0 to NegativeZero. It's not looking good, I'm afraid. Sorry.
No, I'm also
Let's
hoping for some different races now.
yeah, hopefully. Let's load up game 3. Hopefully we'll get something different. Um, I always find when I try and play random on ladder, it always gives me a clump of like the same race at the same time. I don't know if that's specific.
Yeah, I think that's more of a.
Yeah,
That's how random is supposed to work. It's just people don't really
yeah. People don't really get.
appreciate how random should work. They think you should get
Yeah,
something different every time, but it's
yeah.
not really it.
I know exactly what you mean. But yeah, all right. Let me know when you've got the game up ready to go. I can tell you now that you do have your wish.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, down in the bottom left again, up at match point, 2-0. It is NegativeZero.
In the top right, it is Tyr, this time spawning as Zerg.
Ah, so hopefully, well, we know this match is going to end up differently, but yeah, so probe already across the scout.
He really wants to know what he's up against, which makes sense.
I mean, it does. Normally, if I'm playing against a random player, I'll at least try and figure out their race as early as possible.
Yeah,
Good luck, have fun. Yeah. So he hasn't tagged random Zerg at the moment.
No, but the scout is turning around, so I guess it saw something.
It must have done. Yeah, it's seen the expansion.
Yeah, it's seen the expand. I'm a bit surprised it didn't go into the main, but apparently it's knows its Zerg. I think that figures
Yeah.
it knows enough then.
Yeah, so it goes for the expansion. Protoss. No real wall off at the moment, so it's still
No,
very vulnerable.
because he starts the wall off in his on his main ramp
Yeah.
because he doesn't know which race he's playing. So that is tricky.
Yeah, but still that leaves the natural very vulnerable to any early shenanigans.
Yeah.
So proxy pylon and proxy gateway from NegativeZero. So maybe he's not planning to defend against the early shenanigans because he's planning the early shenanigans.
Yeah. This is his adept opening.
Yeah.
He likes to go for a lot of adepts.
Yep. So first few Zerglings coming out. And just chilling there. Yeah. So obviously the gateway will give him the fast warp-ins as well.
Yep.
And depth coming out. Warp gate almost ready. But I think with that many Zerglings, you should be able to deal with it quite well. It all depends on getting the surrounds,
Yeah.
of course. And
True.
if you can get the
They've got
surround, Zergling
a
speed,
decent number of Zerglings. Zergling speed
yeah,
is coming up.
yeah, it should be finished by the time there's any serious pressure. So, yep. So the depths are coming in. Zergling speed is finished and ready to go. Oof. If he'd have finished that, he would have been in trouble. So taking out a few Zerglings. No real huge losses yet, though. But that's a huge pile of Zerglings coming across.
Yeah.
I don't know if NegativeZero can deal with this. I do love that you're just ignoring those adepts and just running straight
Yes,
in.
they are.
That's
Well, I think
nice.
those adepts out in the open probably would have been nice to take out, but
Yeah,
their goal is to take out as many probes as they can, and
and
they do seem to be
they are
quite good
doing a
at that.
very good job of that. Down to just 15 workers now for tier. Oh, yeah.
Question is
So,
if they are good enough. They did quite a lot of damage,
yeah.
but now
So down to just 12 workers. I mean, that's a hell of a lot of damage. But there's
the
a lot.
counter attack coming.
Yeah, that's a lot of adepts. So, but Zerglings with speed on adept or on creep, if you can get them on creep, should be. Oh no, gets around on a couple. He could have done. Or is it just no, no,
Oh, he's
no,
ignoring
no?
them again.
Laser
That's
focused on the
not great.
workers.
Yes. Well,
Oh, great. Those probes fear for their lives. Oh, that entire line is going down. So just 10, down to 6 workers. Wow. Just 5 workers left, just laser focus on those probes. Now you're going for the adepts.
yes.
And you get the surrounds on a few of them.
There's very little, barely any production for him left, but he does have a sizable army, so it really is.
Yeah.
You really need to keep under pressure.
Yes, absolutely. So just 2 workers left.
Yeah, he's really not replacing his army, so going to be able to replace his army. So it
Yeah.
depends on how well well tier, how well tier deals with the final units that are still there.
Yeah, and I think like the big difference here as well is NegativeZero sent all his adepts back to deal with it, whereas like if it had sent those adepts into the worker line, that would have ended up in a very interesting game. So
Yeah.
a couple of adepts surrounded now.
Yes.
So
They're now out of laser focus mode.
yeah, nice. The adepts are scared, running for their lives.
I do think they should have been less laser focused at the start, especially in the middle of the map. But
Yeah, yeah, a lot of
the,
them went down.
during Probots, they played a similar game, but Zerglings were just attacking random buildings and maybe a few probes, a bit of army, and they
Yeah,
just didn't get enough damage that way. So I made sure that was different
yeah.
this time.
All right,
It's
I'm
like a good choice.
yeah, I'm ready to call this one done. Let's
Yes,
go for the fast forward on this. Congratulations, taking a game.
thank
Um,
you.
that's really cool. Oh, now just needs to find the proxy. There we go. Right,
Good game.
GG. Well played. There we go. All right,
We get
so
into a series.
we have a series, guys. Let's have a look at
Yes.
game 4. Um, I don't know. Just I guess if you spawn a Zerg again, you've got a real chance on this one. Let's have a look. Right, give me a shout
Yeah.
when you're good to go.
Mind me in the chat is quite frustrated with the fact that he can't have a natural wall against random, which is fair.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm ready.
Okay. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, down in bottom left, it is NegativeZero, up 2-1 at match point.
In the top right, in the blue, it is Tyr, once again spawning as Protoss.
Oh, this must be really bad. Like once you get the randomness, just gets you as 3 times as Protoss.
Yeah, well, it happens. Were like ages when the random tier just never played a game of as Protoss in Probots.
Yeah. Oh. All right, let's see. Let's see if the Protoss can have a perk up this time.
I hope so.
GLHF, such a nice bot. But I don't know. We really should target down those cleaning bots. Wait, how are there 3 cleaning bots on? Yeah. So yeah. This time chasing out the probe. But yeah. There's always little things as well that can change, even in the same matchup as we saw yesterday, like in Xena against Ketroc. Like just
Yeah,
little
true.
things, like if one of the stalkers gets trapped somewhere or something like that. So certainly not
Yeah,
over.
it's certainly not over now.
Yeah, there's always that
Yeah, it's
opportunity.
quite interesting when I test against bots. I like to test locally and just run a bunch of games, like 10 games, and if they have different builds, and I can test against specific builds from the opponents, and I try to do that as well.
Yeah,
So I get like 10 games against each build, but it really can fluctuate quite a bit, even when you know it shouldn't really be that different.
yeah, yeah. There's lots of randomness in StarCraft 2 as well. It's part of why we play.
Yep.
But,
Also, this is the first tournament, by the way, that Tier has the speed mining working, although it's
oh, nice.
still a bit iffy. I see them turning back and forth
Yeah,
just right next to the Nexus, which is a bit sad.
yeah. It doesn't look entirely sort of like locked down at the moment. You can tell by the mining
It's,
rates that
yeah, it's definitely faster than it was before, but I
yeah,
have some work to do in that still.
yeah, definitely. So we've got the two adepts come out. Oh, they might get taken down this time. Oh, wait, that's not porting out, no. So one goes down. The other one, very, very low health. So,
For preparation for this tournament, I mostly improved the turn and Zerg versus -0, and I
yeah.
didn't work on the PvP at all. So this is
Well, it looks like it worked with the Zerg, so hope,
yeah,
you know,
that went well.
but yeah. Oh, coming in here? No.
Now working with a teammate as well, so we
Oh,
did
nice.
both do some work on that.
Yeah,
With the circling splits, that was a bit of a combined effort. We both
oh, nice.
did
So,
some of the work on that.
so how did your collaboration come about then?
Well, this is a friend of mine whom I've known for a very long time. We also studied together. We did computer science,
Oh,
studied computer science together.
yeah.
So
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's
we,
always good.
we, we've also been to various programming contests together. That's where our team name Infinite Improbability Drive comes from.
Ah,
We've
yes.
competed under that name before.
From the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I did love that. Oh, so this might be something here, because all of the stalkers are very much disconnected from the immortals here. Oh, but then they're going to go back and say hello. Or are they going to turn back? Wait, what's happening here?
Seems a bit indecisive. I
Yeah,
saw that in one of the earlier games as well, but he did end up going in the end.
yeah. So yeah, taking down the stalkers again. This time the immortals are surviving a bit longer, and this fight's getting very
Yeah, I
split.
think it helps a lot. They were more in the back this time
Yeah,
than they started, so maybe that's
yeah.
something I could try to
Oh, so you
make
have,
sure it actually happens well, intentionally
yeah,
instead of accidentally as it does now. This looks like a very good start.
yeah, definitely. Like you basically inflicted a bunch of losses. You've got the extra base up and haven't died. So
Mhm.
yeah, this looks like doing a lot better than the previous games anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, that wants the Benny Hill theme, but no, unfortunately, due to copyright reasons, we can't. But yeah, so now I think so. Yeah, NegativeZero does start his expansion. A little bit behind in workers though, and obviously mining rate's going to be hit quite a lot through that.
yeah.
And now a third base frontier.
This is a fairly economic build once it gets out of the
Yeah,
one base problem. The whole problem of getting that first expand down. Once it does manage that, it's going fairly heavy into macro.
yeah. So this, I think this attack is just 3 immortals and various change, and I don't think that's going to get a huge amount done. No,
It
it's
does
going
have
back.
only two
Yeah,
immortals. Yeah.
there's 3 there, I think. Oh yeah.
There's one coming up, I think.
Oh, sorry for tier. I thought you meant
There's
negative
yeah,
zero. Yeah,
I
sorry.
meant for tier.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes, sorry.
tier.
They're all getting immortals.
But there's plenty of stalkers for now to keep
Yeah.
tier safe.
Yeah, lots of stalkers. The mining rate is huge with the tier as well. Like, that's a huge advantage. They're
Yeah,
just about to get the third base finished.
I'm very glad this can turn into a macro game.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think it's yeah, there you go. Yeah, NegativeZero keeps throwing out these adept shades, but not really going
Yeah,
to do anything. I think they're just for scouting.
yeah, exactly. They are kind of convenient, especially for a bot who really
Yeah,
doesn't need the APM. Just you just keep constantly get a little bit of extra vision.
yeah, just throw it out. Might as well.
Yeah, especially nice if you're near the enemy and you can just keep
Yeah.
tabs on his army, what he's building, where it's at maybe.
Ooh, that.
Get a fight, but his immortals aren't really in the
Yeah,
fight.
he's just going to run away from that one. Don't know. Is there really a go button for tier at this point, or is it just wait until you've got like a full army?
Yeah, I think it only goes at maybe even just max supply, but it has
Yeah.
to. It is going to build up a lot first.
Yeah. So third base now almost finished for NegativeZero. But yeah, still a long, long way behind.
Tyr is going for fourth base.
Yeah.
Also, there's a dark shine for Tyr coming up, almost done.
Oh, well, that should be fun. Is there much detection for NegativeZero?
I
There's one
think he
observer.
does have observers, but he doesn't
Yeah.
have too much of too much. I think.
No.
No, I don't see any observers for him.
There is one. It's stuck with your army.
Really.
Oh.
That's my observer, isn't it? Because I'm
Oh,
looking at
sorry.
his
Yes, you're
unit tab
entirely
and I don't
correct.
see it.
Yes, you're entirely correct. I get confused. So fourth base now as well coming up for NegativeZero. But I don't know. I like your composition better than this because the Stalkers and the Archon in there with
Yeah,
the Adepts.
I added the Archons also
Yeah,
to deal with the Zealots better. He does get a lot of Zealots, so that should be good.
yeah,
Actually, the Templars are mostly meant to. The Dark Templars are mostly for warping into Archons, although I think they're also add some to the army at some point.
yeah. So there's a little bit of a move out here, but again, you've got Adepts and Zealots in there. It's a very low-tech army coming
Yeah,
through. You've not really got anything, no real splash damage, no kind of like kind of disruptors or Colossus there that would really help. But this should be fun. Oh, as one of the Adept Shades does finish. Was that deliberate, I wonder? Like, I mean, I know in my human game sometimes I accidentally let Adept Shades finish, but like, I wouldn't
I
expect it
can't
from...
really imagine it's
Yeah,
accidental. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe just hope you can distract it or something.
yeah. I
It
don't know.
looks like there is going for an attack now.
Yeah, Colossus is out, so is getting some higher tech units in there. But oh, as they clash in the middle, and the Zealots are looking like they're taking a fair pounding. The Colossus is doing some work in the back there, but
The Archons can't really reach.
no,
That's really too bad.
no, and
Well,
the
they're
kite,
chasing the depths.
yeah. So the kiting of Tyr seems to have basically not got much DPS down, but now it looks like NegativeZero is being forced back here.
Yeah.
Just really the
War
superior
Prism
army.
is also doing a lot of work for NegativeZero.
Yeah.
Fun to watch.
There's
There's a
some,
couple of DTs in here for Tyr as well.
yeah,
There is one observer now
yeah.
for NegativeZero.
He knows.
He knows, yeah.
So yeah. So but the DT is going ham on that mortal and pretty much took it down.
Yep.
So yeah,
It's very nice. It's a very nice addition.
yeah. So I think NegativeZero might be losing this one. There's not a lot left.
But the Colossus is doing a lot of work, I think. Well, it's
Yeah,
only 3 kills now, but it's just keeps shooting away at Immortals and
yeah.
everything. So it's really, it is very
So just a
helping a lot.
single Colossus, a couple of Immortals for -0, but you know that Immortal there is so low. Just a
There's
single
also a
extra
couple
bleed.
of dads trying to get something done on the side on Tyr's base, but they
Yeah,
don't really manage much.
yeah. So big
It
army
looks very
lead.
good for Tyr right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, big lead for Tyr.
big army lead, big worker lead. You pretty much got everything you need. And
Yeah,
another attack going across now. This might be enough to finish it.
I think you're a little ahead of me. What is your time now?
I am 13:15.
Yeah, I'm 6 seconds behind or so.
Ah, okay.
But I think it's fine. I think it's
Yeah.
the game is mostly over.
So yeah, you found the observer.
Yes,
And Shade's
that's
coming in.
very
He
nice
knows
of
what's
you.
coming.
Yeah, although I don't have any more TTs in the army, I quit making them after I see the detection, I think.
Yeah. So
Just to see if we can get a little bit of damage done with it and force out some detection.
yeah, I think it done its trick, and
Yeah,
the third base looks like it's going to be forfeit from -0. But yeah, I mean, it's a huge lead at the moment, and you know, as long as you keep -0, destroy this base, maybe sort of like take
mm-hmm.
out the fourth there, if you can, then I mean, there's no real mining anywhere else.
Yeah,
So yeah, in actual fact, I think we
taking out some of the production as well here in the natural.
yeah, yeah, that fourth base is going down. I'm about ready to call it. I think we're gonna have ourselves an ace match,
Yeah,
guys. I'm ready to call this
awesome.
one. Tyr is taking -0 to the absolute limit, even in a matchup that we didn't think was favoured for you earlier in the game. You've basically taken it to the ace match. Wow.
Yep.
We have a series, guys. From 2-0 down, can we do the reverse sweep? I mean, it's going to be fun. All right. It is the final game, game 5.
Yep.
And
GG. So
just loading up now.
very fun
Oh,
series, yes. I'm already very happy with how
yeah.
Tyr played.
All right.
It's nice to see the PvP build work out
Yeah.
after those first 2 games.
All right, I'm ready when you are. Is everyone in the chat ready? Because I'm getting quite nervous now. Like it's you know, it's
Yeah.
gonna be fun. Don't know how you're feeling.
Uh, I'm feeling all right.
Good.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Down in the bottom right, it's the Protoss again. It's 2-2. It's -0.
Down in the bottom left, spawning once again is Zerg. It is Tyr.
You must be happy to see this.
Yeah, I after the that last game, I think it's looking good.
Yeah,
Mm, you already saw it can always end up differently, but we'll have to see.
exactly. Yeah, no two games are the same, especially with random. Um,
Yeah, exactly.
ah, so yeah, good luck, have fun. So now Caesar expand. I wonder if -0 has any different builds ready.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't
see.
think so. I think he's mostly got the one build versus random because the build also needs to
Yeah,
be reactive against the different races. Well,
yeah,
it doesn't need to be, but you probably want it to be, unless you're doing some sort of all in yourself or something.
yeah. So quite short rush distance across in this map, as long as you avoid the slow fields.
My bot doesn't actually take the slow fields into account, so that
Yeah. So
could delay it a bit.
that might delay it. It might give NegativeZero a bit of an advantage there.
Yeah.
Oh, so probe just being a little bit like annoying. I always hate it when you have a probe in your base.
Yeah. It's always a bit worrisome when he disappears into a corner and you have to worry about getting cannon rushed.
Yeah, but less so on the bot ladder at the moment, more so on the human ladder. But
True.
yeah, we don't have very many good cannon rush bots.
No, there's currently one. I can't remember the name, but I keep losing to it with my Terran, which is
Uh,
a bit annoying. It shouldn't be that hard to deal with, I
yeah,
think. But
I don't know. So Zerglings
well,
speed.
there's also really no bot who does a proper cannon rush, of course, a
Yeah,
really high level cannon rush.
yeah. I think we might need to find one. I keep saying that I'm going to do something like that, but I just never get around to it these days. But yes, I will at some point. Yeah,
Printf has shown up in the bot scene a bit in the past, but he
yeah.
never actually made a cannon rush bot.
Oh yeah, he's on Discord, so
Yeah, I know.
we can. I can maybe contact him and see if we can work together. That would be fun.
It'd be fun for you, but not for. Uh,
Yeah, we do a really,
I,
really nice one.
I'm happy without a very powerful cannon rush bot. Really,
Ah, okay.
it does sound like a pain to deal with.
I'm sure we can. We'll get it to like concede or time it faces you, I guess. So 2.9 seconds behind schedule this time.
Going for another
Yep.
weird run by.
Oh, it's gone back this time.
I'm not sure what I saw this earlier. Oh, I think maybe because some of the Zerglings died, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes.
So they are getting onto the
Going
worker line,
straight,
but
yeah,
wait,
going
where is it
straight
going?
past all their. Oh no, that's not good.
It's getting a
I
bunch of
think
worker
it might be
kills now.
some. Yeah, I think it might be something weird with the unit count, and when it gets too low, it retreats. But I'm really not sure why it's doing that.
Yeah.
That's really bad right now.
Yeah. So not taking out that many workers actually. I think it only lost
No,
like 7 probes to 42 Zerglings. I think that's pretty good for NegativeZero.
yeah. I'm hoping, yeah, he gets in here with the adepts, and now my bot does respond to that.
Yeah.
I think this looks very good for tier. That's really too bad.
Yeah, I think as long as you can get through there without losing too many Zerglings.
Maybe could still
Yeah.
work out, but he is getting a bigger army every moment. That's quite a lot he has in his main as well.
Yeah.
Zerglings really aren't getting through, and now they're going back again.
Oh no. No Zerglings. I mean, he's taken out a few of the adepts here, but I mean, that's huge Zergling
Yeah,
losses.
yeah, this really isn't working out.
No.
I'm not sure what's causing them to return. They're really not supposed to
Yeah.
stop that attack once it starts.
Yeah, Zerglings aren't really the kind of unit you want to retreat with.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So the adepts will get in behind here, and like if they're stuck in the
Yeah,
corner, adepts are very difficult to deal with, especially for Zerglings. And all of them are getting into the main.
yeah, I think that's a good game.
Yeah, and all of those workers will probably get taken down. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
nothing
this
really
is it.
left. GG, guys. Congratulations to MindMe. You will get into
Yes,
the
congrats.
semi-finals. Unlucky. I mean, you were so close on that. I think I saw them spawn as
Yeah,
Zerg, and I honestly thought that was it. I thought you'd made it to the
yeah.
semi-finals, but
Might me thought the same thing. He's saying in chat,
yeah,
but it definitely was a good series.
yeah. No, well played to both bots. That was really fun. Um, so yeah, uh,
Yeah, it's a bit of the danger when you purposefully use the move command to get past the army. If it goes wrong, you're going to be in trouble.
yeah, definitely. All right, so congratulations to Mind Me.
Yes,
Up against
congratulations.
up against Ketrock in the semi-final. I mean, how do you see that one going?
Yeah, that's. I think NegativeZero has the advantage there.
Yeah,
Catsrock also always seems a bit worried about NegativeZero.
yeah.
Doesn't quite know how to deal with it,
I think it's one of his
and
worst matchups, but
yeah, it's also too bad because we didn't see any TVP games out of tier. Otherwise, he could have gotten a few pointers. But that's
confidence in that one. Yeah, it's a shame. Unfortunately, that is the curse of random. So you don't always get the matchup you want. Um, but yeah, it's strange that you won the one that you weren't confident on and then come back and lost the one we all thought. But anyway,
yeah,
anyway, let's have a look at the next matchup tonight. Um, it is Eris. It's our top seeded bot, our highest ever Elo ranking on the ladder of 2471. Win rate 95%. It's unbeaten in the tournament so far. You see much. Obviously, Eris is a very, very top bot.
yeah.
But, um, yeah. So, and the opponent, Sharkbot by Shark Nice.
Yes,
Um,
Sharknice has been saying he has something special planned for Eris, so that this could get very interesting.
yeah, I hope so. You know,
Yeah,
like
I do hope so. Yes.
with Micro Machine gone, Eris is probably our favorite now. Unless
Yeah. Well, it's always been the favorite, I think. If at least
yeah,
looking from the ladder that
yeah,
recently, last while.
yeah. So
Of course, Micro Machine has done very well in previous tournaments, but at this point,
yeah,
it's definitely Eris who's leading the pack.
yeah, absolutely. Eris obviously Raspa and Paul. So um, otherwise known as Team Eris. Because yeah, as I was saying earlier,
Yeah.
a lot of collaborations these days. Like you know, two people better than one quite a lot of the time. All right, let's have a look at this. Get our first replay up and loaded.
I've got it loaded up.
Cool. I'm just loading in.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah,
yep,
it's
first match on Hardwire. Okay, I am good to go. You good to go?
yep.
Going in three, two, one, go. Okay, spawning down in the bottom left. It is our challenger. It is Sharkbot.
And in the top right, in the red, it is Eris.
Yeah, and Sharkbot's with the GLHF. A very strange GLHF. I don't know where he
Yeah,
got that one from, but yeah,
on emotes, you can work into your chat messages.
yeah. Apparently, Yat Hunt with the best suggestion that I've heard for a long time. He says if your bot doesn't work, just make it play like Eris. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
why don't people
Well,
think of that?
yeah, I do sometimes when I think, oh, I can beat this bot, and with my Zerg, I do look up replays, and usually it's like, okay, right, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not going to macro like that and have that unit control, so I'll see if I can find some Evil Zoe replays or something. That's probably
yes,
easier.
yeah. Just if you can't beat them, cheese them, right?
Yeah. Well, cheesing him is beating him too, if it works.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with a good, well-executed cheese. I always say. But yeah. So yeah, Sharkbot's been around for a little while now as well. Um, always shows up for tournaments.
Yeah, it does have a lot of fun builds.
Yeah. I think Sharkbot pretty much started out as a very cheesy bot and is now kind of like doing a lot better macro and a lot more
Yeah,
macro builds. So
yeah, it has added on a lot of macro builds.
yeah.
A lot on the macro.
So nice little wall off at the natural.
Yeah.
Stop any early fun. The fun prevention
No,
wall.
no Zerglings are going to be A-moving through this wall. Well, as soon as the
Yeah.
adapter salad gets into place.
Uh, yeah. So Probe finally gonna get his marching orders from the Zerglings. Get out of here. Probe will take the hint.
Eris is not going for a third base yet, which I think is unusual. It's usually very fast with its first two expands.
Yeah. It's something I've noticed about bots on the ladder. They will tend to get more expansion, especially the Zerg ones. I wonder if that's a product of the speed mining more than anything else.
Yeah,
It's,
it might be. It does seem to allow them a bit more, the
yeah,
way with a bit more.
yeah. So
Deathstroke has mentioned it as well, and he thinks it should probably be possible to punish it, but he hasn't
yeah,
figured that out yet either.
oh, the adept will go down. So yeah, nothing too crazy yet.
That was very well defended by Ares, didn't take any losses.
Yep. So it's Spire on the way. So we might be seeing some
Yeah,
mutas.
kind of feels like Ares is being a bit cheesy at the moment with the
Yeah.
two base mutas. It looks like.
Sharkbot saying that Protoss needs a door. I don't know.
No, I think it might be the stalker he has in the wall.
Ah, yes.
Maybe it's related to that. I don't know. He's picking up a bunch of units in his Warp Prism. He has
Yes.
been working a lot on that Warp Prism micro.
Yeah. So
Just
the other thing,
I'm not sure how well that's going to work if there's mutas coming out. If they
no,
just snipe
that's
the Warp Prism,
what I
it
was
might
thinking.
actually be a bit of a snipe out of Eras because
Yeah.
I know Sharkbot has shown a lot of that Warp Prism micro also on the ladder.
Yeah. So nothing coming down there too much yet. So we got 6 meters in production.
Mm,
That's going to chase that away pretty quickly, I think.
yeah.
Just about to pop. There we go. Oh, immediately sees them. Sharkbot put something in chat, but
Mm.
that warp prism is going down. Is it?
You'd be
Maybe.
better off leaving the
Yeah.
stalkers out of it.
Ah,
It's
yes.
really dangerous,
That's
and that's four stalkers you
that's
could have
pretty.
still had over.
Yeah, that's a pretty
Very
huge pick
painful.
off as well. 4 stalkers and a warp prism, and
Yeah,
there's nothing really in this base. A few
there's
stalkers
a
to
couple of
deal with,
stalkers.
but he's going to lose a ton of workers, I think.
Yeah, depends a bit on how the mutas micro. They do seem to be very afraid of the stalker pack, which
Yeah.
they should be.
Yes. But these stalkers don't have blink yet, which is going to make dealing with these mutas very difficult.
Yeah, I do find that annoying in general as a bot if your stalkers are chasing air units I don't really have the smarts in my bot to recognize like what I want to be blinking onto the low ground or the next expansion, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So we do have Phoenix coming out now from Sharkbot, which should be some use
That's good.
against the mutas.
Yeah, you can get high enough numbers of those. That should be very good
Yeah.
against those mutas.
Yeah, you can kind of stay out of range as well with the Phoenix if you control it well enough.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I wonder if he's got that. He is taking some hits.
yeah,
Blocking circling has been removed. That's also good. There was a circling at the third base
yeah.
of Sharkbot.
As these Immortals get attacked by the Stalkers, the Zergling, sorry. Um, can I get surround on these Immortals? Probably not. But you're really wasting your lifts with a Phoenix if you're lifting up a Zergling there.
You really shouldn't be. There's no point in lifting those circlings.
No.
It's not what the phoenixes are for. It just keeps doing that. It
Yeah.
looks very painful for me watching that.
Nice surround on a few Stalkers here. So
Mutas are still being kept out of the base, so that at least is good.
yeah.
Yeah, the Eris
Yes.
is now taking a fourth base, but is he is getting a lot less economy than we're used to see. He's still very much ahead.
Yeah, it's still only 2 bases for Sharkbot.
Yeah.
That's not always too much of a problem for Protoss, but you want to get your third base
Yeah.
up as soon as possible, really.
Yeah, true. I do feel like you can trade
Yeah,
pretty cost efficiently, also specifically against Ares when you play Protoss. So it doesn't have to be the biggest problem. But yeah, the third base you do
yeah,
at some point have to add on the third base,
yeah.
and you can't be losing your stalkers like this.
I mean, 2 bases just going to run out of minerals really quickly. You get a third base up,
Yeah.
you're pretty safe for quite a
Yeah,
long while into
honestly,
the
I
game.
think you can get maxed out on three bases against Ares just holding him, holding against wave after wave of Zerg.
Yeah. Well, he needs to get those other stalkers up there to help that, and yeah, he does.
And you have to you eventually you mostly have to worry about Ares's tech units. The mid
Yeah,
game is usually a pretty inefficient army that he's got. He's got lots of it, but it's not
yeah.
that powerful. I do wonder what
So,
if this army from Sharkbot is going to get anything done.
I don't know. It looks pretty
Yeah,
impressive at the moment.
yeah,
Like,
it does.
but again, Eris still does have a huge army. So, and here they come.
True.
Those Zerglings and Hydralisks coming out now, taking down the Immortals. And honestly, if Eris can pick off this whole army, which it looks like he's doing,
Yeah, that's going to be very
that's
painful.
painful.
Yeah,
Huge army lead now for Eris.
you have to have some splash against all those circlings.
Yeah,
Colossus or something. Maybe Archons.
yeah, definitely. So Eris is not attacking as much though. So
Yeah.
Eris's attack decisions tend to be quite random, I find. Like,
Yeah, I do feel like a lot of the time it stays back when it could
yeah,
probably do a lot of damage. But then again, if it's not maxed out and it's in the lead, it really also doesn't just have much reason
yeah,
to press the issue. I suppose it's only getting further
yeah,
ahead by just sitting back.
yeah. Go back and take
Now
the
it is
guaranteed win.
taking out a third, and I don't see Chartbot holding this.
No,
Was
I think
was kind
this.
of a nice attempt, but yeah, I feel like that that final attack, if it had some Colossus added to it, it could have been very
Yeah,
effective. But
a couple of nice disruptor shots in there would have
yeah,
really
I
really been good.
don't really believe in disruptors that much in bot games. I
Yeah.
feel like they usually are
Oh,
it's too easy to dodge them
Yeah,
for an AI.
yeah. I think sort of like Storm is very different as well, and also like even if you do make them dodge it, that's probably a lot of DPS that they're not doing as well. So I think we see Sharkbot
Yeah,
probably on this last legs here. Well, I think we're good to fast forward now, unless you have any objection.
no, that's fine.
Yeah, that was a good effort by Sharkbot, but Eris will take the 1-0.
I see Rasper saying in chat, Sharkbot does get the Colossus, but in this case, probably the eco just
Yeah,
wasn't there for him to get it.
yeah. I mean, he was taking up to
It's
air units, which
Yeah,
I
I
think.
don't really feel like the air units did much. They helped, the Phoenixes helped make him safe against the Mutas, which was good, but they just weren't useful at all against the rest of the
Yeah,
army.
yeah. I think he needed to get them to counter the mutas. I think that was a good shout. But like going into any higher tech air units, I think then essentially Eris has got all the tools there to counter it. It's not going to get a lot done. So
Yeah,
um, yeah, yeah. Sharkbot did have a really big attack that just went across. Unfortunately, the Zerglings and Hydras just took it out. Right, I'm good to go when you are.
yeah, me too. Let's go.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. All right, down in the bottom right, 1-0 up. It is our favorite, Eris.
In the top left, it is Sharkbot who has already sent 2 probes out, which is
Oh.
very interesting. Maybe we are going to see that cannon rush.
Yeah, just as we said, we
Uh,
haven't seen a cannon rush for a while.
yeah.
Um,
No, it's a bit further out, but maybe he's hiding tech. Well,
I mean, he's hiding tech, but
he's hiding something, but I don't think it's going to be a cannon rush.
it's either a gateway or a forge at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, there we go, gateway. Well,
Gateway.
yeah. Apparently, Sharkdice is saying that third got delayed a bit too long in the chat, so.
Yeah, makes sense. Oh, he is going for a wall off on the top of
Yeah.
Ares' ramp. That's
Oh,
interesting. Not a
nice.
full wall, but it does look suspicious. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
and he has hidden the probe away. Oh,
oh wow, he's
Ares
let them
isn't
finish.
chasing the Ares isn't chasing the individual probe. I find that interesting. Maybe
No.
because it's focused more on the pylons. Because I would expect it to chase that. Oh, and now he's stealing gas. He's
Stealing
stolen
gases.
3 gases.
Oh,
This is something else.
go
This
on,
is great.
get four, Sharkbot. Come on, take this gas here. You know you want to. It's only 75
Yeah,
minerals.
I really feel like the pylons were just a distraction. He even let him finish,
Yeah.
but he's just trying to force something out of Ares.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and
Four
he's got
gas.
4. And there's 3 gateways coming up. This looks like a very fun variation of a Zealot Rush. He did say he had something special planned, and
Yeah.
it looks like this is it. He's
Well,
trying to rebuild the pylon.
well,
I really
Eris.
think that's the magnet for drawing out the drones and
Yeah.
possibly keeping those probes alive longer, like I said. I wonder if he is going to manage to finish that wall. There's already zealots
There was one in there.
coming in. Yeah,
But yeah. Oh, that probe is going to run away with a couple of Zerglings. Um, but yeah, so this is a problem because like Sharkbot really should group up with his zealots and come in.
yeah,
He's sending zealots in
especially with
one
the
by one.
queens. Yeah, that's really not good.
Oh, and Eris's micro is brilliant here. I don't think
Yeah,
he's lost anything so far. No.
no, he has not.
Oh, and I mean, Sharpbot, if you're just going to send these zealots in one at a time,
Yeah,
they're
it
not going to
doesn't
get
work.
anything. Yeah,
Especially with the queen there, the queen is untouchable. The other units just micro back anytime they get damage.
yeah.
Micro really is great from Eris, but
I mean, are we going to have a
it's
perfect...
painful
Oh
to
no.
watch.
I was going to say we had a perfect game, but like no, there was a single
Yeah,
Zergling
a
between.
Zergling died. That's a bit of a failure out of Eris, but
Yeah,
it's, at this
Eris, what are
point,
you doing?
yeah, I was starting to, yeah, really expecting it to go better, but I guess
Yeah.
this is going to be good enough.
I mean, in theory, this is a perfect build for like mass Zerglings and you know, if you clump those zealots up in groups of
Yeah,
about 5 or 6.
although I am a bit worried with those queens with good micro and the slow sets, it's going to be very difficult to get on top of them. But
Yeah,
either way, you have to have the sets group up and move in together. This
yeah.
looks like it's the
So at this point,
Zalatrish didn't work out.
no, the Zerglings
Um,
are gonna run over here and try and attack this position.
they are ignoring the sets, which I find interesting, but I guess if they
Yeah,
manage to get a pylon down, then
yeah.
they can
If
just
you get the
shut this
pylon
down.
down, there's not much other production. Well, there's no other production for
No,
Sharkbot.
he's just now warping in some, what is it, a cyber core and a forge.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. But if you take out that pylon, then there's no gateways. Um, and I think it's going to be very, very difficult for Sharkbot to do anything. Oh, that pylon is so low.
Yeah,
Oh,
Zerglings keep going back to make sure they don't lose, doesn't
yeah,
lose any of them.
Roach is coming out here.
Roach coming in.
Yep. So Twilight Council's Forge, Cybercore in the main base, no gateways, no production units.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stalker. I guess
And
that's nice, but
oh, there goes the pylon.
yep, that's it.
So yeah, I mean, I'm wondering.
Leveragers getting warped in,
Yeah,
or morphed in.
I'm wondering if like Eris would be better off just not taking out those gateways because I'm not sure if Sharkbot decides that those gateways are still there if they're active but unpowered.
Yeah, but at this point, I don't think it really makes a difference.
No,
Eris is
probably
too
not.
far ahead.
Yeah,
So
yeah. There's no.
Selfish really had to do some work.
He didn't get nothing done almost. Only 12
Yeah,
Zerglings lost this whole game for Eris, which is not too bad.
yeah, it was a very impressive hold.
Yeah,
Even, yeah, I guess with the trickling in, it probably would have been fine even without saving those units. But really, like this, it just didn't get anything done.
no. We're really just waiting for Eris now to push the go button. And
Yeah, which could take a while. It's it does like
yeah,
to macro up a bit.
yeah. And so more gateways out now for Sharkbot. So there's a bit of an army there, and the expansion is coming. But
At least he has the wall. That is nice, but
yeah,
it's half the supply. It's just really not. He's not getting anywhere.
yeah. Oh, that's interesting according to Sharkbot. Sharkbot, that's more than interesting.
Yeah,
That's it's pretty much the sound of your death. Oh, right. Well, these things are going very, very strangely across the map. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a pylon over here, which seems to be the most interesting thing on the map at the moment. Ooh.
you like checking all the expense before they even
Yeah,
start on the natural, which is nice.
yeah.
Defense is going up for Shark Knights, but at this point,
Yeah.
it's too
I mean,
late.
there's the Templar Archives there. Like, could he get Storm and try and, you know, try and beat his way out of it with some splash damage maybe? But I don't know. I don't think it'll work at this time. Yeah. Mind me was saying that NegativeZero immediately takes his other gas if he gets stolen. But,
Yeah.
Oh, Sharkbot. Just when we were talking about the crazy emotes on Twitch, it's like,
Yeah.
what the hell is that supposed to mean? Yeah. I don't know. Like, Sharkless was saying that Spot spent about 1,000 minerals on structures in the opponent's base, but I don't think it was 1,000, was it? So
Well, he had
each
4 assimilators. That's 400. He's
no,
built, I think,
that's
the 2 pylons
yeah, 2
at least
pylons.
twice, maybe more. But he's built them twice at least.
Yeah, I think it simulates
So
75 gold, so that would only be 300.
I thought they were 100 minerals.
I don't think so. So yeah, so I think 4 pylons, 4 simulators. So you're looking at like 700, which is a bit crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
no, simulator is 75, like you said.
So
No.
yeah, and Darkbot now stuck into the 2 base. I think Eris
Hallucinating
is.
Colossus to scare away Ares.
Yeah.
Maybe if he hallucinates enough of them, Ares will just GG out and quit.
I mean, it's always a chance. Why not? But yeah, Eris really just toying with her food at the moment. Go on, you got 200 supply. Now's the time. Yeah. Oh, his army is going to get caught here. The hallucinated Archon. Some nice storms going down, but yeah, nowhere near enough. Yeah. I really think, yeah, hitting Zergans with those storms was quite nice. I think we took out a few, but yeah. Instantly replenished back up to 200 by Eris though.
Yeah, at this point the economy is really kicking in for Ares.
Yeah. So.
He's got Ravagers to bust down those defenses.
Yeah. Nothing really coming, and that overcharge is going to go. Alright, I think Eris is going to take 2-0 here, unless you have any objection.
No, let's go.
Some nice hits on the there, but yeah. Eris looking impressive. Like I like the idea from Sharkbot, but it's just the execution wasn't really there. Yeah. I think if you get all of his gases and then just get zealots in his base, he's got nothing that's gonna really challenge, apart from maybe the queens. But yeah. All right, Eris up 2-0, justifying his tag as favourite at the moment. Let's have a look at game 3, see if Sharkbot can fight their way back.
Yep.
So,
I do wonder if he has more special things planned or if this was it. Going to have to see.
Maybe. I mean, it's possible he'll try the same thing again. Maybe a different response. Yeah. Russell was saying he likes the idea of going back to macro after the gas steals, but yeah. I guess you could too. Like, you've pretty much destroyed all the gas mining for at least a couple of minutes for Eris there. But
yeah, exactly.
So
I was thinking something similar. Like Ares looked like it had very few units for a long time. So if you could just macro up back at home at that point,
Yeah.
while he's trying to deal with the simulators and everything, then maybe you can actually get an advantage there.
Yeah, it's possible. All right, I'm good to go on game 3 when you are.
Yeah, I'm also good to go.
Cool. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, up in the top left, it is our Zerg rank seeded 1 bot. It is Eris.
In the bottom right, it is Sharkbot.
Yeah. So, no probes out this time for Sharkbot.
No, going for the natural wall. Could be the same build as in game 1.
Yeah. Looks very similar.
Yeah, if you only had 2 builds enabled,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently with this build, the probe doesn't get there fast enough to steal all the gas from Eris. But yeah. Although I don't know. I think 150 minerals up for Sharkbot now. You can easily just take both of those.
Yeah.
Apparently, Dyson was asking in chat, what noise does Sharkbot make? Or what noise does a shark make? I don't know.
Yeah, not sure either.
I mean, I know like the humans that encounter sharks, I know what noise they make. It's kind of like where have my limbs gone? But like I'm not sure what noise the actual shark makes when taking them. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, the wall is going up. That's a strange. Can you actually fit a structure in there? I don't know. Because if not, that's going to be a really
Yeah,
hard place to. Oh right, okay,
no, you
yes you
can.
can. Yeah, just about. I was going to say, because if you couldn't, that's going to be a really hard place to wall off. But yeah,
Yeah,
looks like you're fine.
I'm a bit wondering a bit about the position of the unit blocking it, because you kind of want it to have it a bit back. So, because if it's entirely in the front, a couple more circlings can get at it to attack it.
Yeah,
I think that should. I'm not sure if it's still possible here. I also don't
that's,
think it matters that much versus Ares because he is usually just playing macro.
yeah. No,
But it is interesting.
Eris doesn't usually go for the Zergling rush like a lot of other bots.
Yeah, I for my own Protoss bot, I have some code to calculate the wall ins, but it often either doesn't find something or just finds a bad wall. So I usually do them manually, and I find I really have to be careful about the placement of the blocking zealot,
Yeah,
because if it's too far forward, that can make it lose against certain rushes.
yeah,
Lots
and
of things you have to do
yeah, you,
exactly right to get a good wall.
yeah, yeah, you really don't want to let those Zerglings in. So first adept is probably not going to survive this, or maybe is. No, lightly tickled a few of the drones.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been better off without the adapt at the start.
Yeah, I got a bit of scouting information though.
Yeah, that's
So
true. That that may be worth it, depending. But he misses the key part,
yeah,
which is that the spire is going up now.
yes. So it looks like we're going to have some mutas coming across pretty soon. Warp Prism already on the
Looks
way.
very similar to game one.
Yeah, it does look very similar builds, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Um,
I do like the idea of the early warp prism. Like a lot of the time, Zerg has very little anti-air in the early game. Basically,
yeah,
just queens and after all Hydralisks. But
yeah, you're not going to get
right now,
Hydralisks
that's
until
just
quite a late in the weekend. Sharkbot,
yeah, exactly.
Sharkbot's
Any
asking,
plans for this weekend?
yeah, any plans this weekend? Well, it's quite late in the weekend for any plans, unfortunately.
Yeah, we have about
I mean,
I have a half hour left. I think you have 1.5 hours
Yeah, I have an
left.
hour and a half of the weekend left, so I think my
It's mostly
plans.
this tournament. That's the plan.
Yeah, sorry, Sharkbot, we can't come out with you. You would take our
It
arms and
does have the
legs.
yeah, it does have the immortal with it now in War Prison. That's kind of interesting. The
Yeah,
first time it had only stalkers, which actually would have been better against Mutalisks if it had bothered to drop them.
yeah.
The-
So
It
that's
is very tricky to code the proper general
yeah,
drops, but also warp prisms. You can also use them to warp in units, but you have to be careful about what you do when. It's quite
yeah.
tricky to code.
That
This would
that
have been nice if it just has an emergency
yeah,
mode when there's a bunch of air units. Just leave those stalkers out to defend it,
yeah.
and
So
mostly to not die. The, really, if the warp prison
yeah,
is almost dead, it should just evacuate all the units.
yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot that goes into coding a good warp prison.
It's very painful though when you lose an immortal and two stalkers and a warp prism. Um,
Yeah, it is.
so
I do feel
let's,
again like the mutas aren't getting that much done. Well, there is a lot of lost mining time, I
yeah, there's
guess.
a lot of lost mining time, and you're taking the attention of those stalkers. They're not going to cause any problems
Yeah,
on the other side of the map. And
yeah, that's
this,
true.
and a bunch of stalkers getting surrounded as
Actually,
well.
yeah, that's also painful. Because I feel like if the plan is for Sharkbot to stay back a bit and macro up, which it kind of looks like it is,
Yeah,
then it isn't too bad to have to deal with those mutas.
yeah.
Going
Blink,
sort of alright, but you can't be losing the Warp Prism or those individual stalkers
yeah. I mean,
picked, picked
Blink
off
would
by the
be so much
Zerglings.
better here for Sharkbot if you could get it, but I don't think there's any
Yeah.
tech there for the research.
He
So
is trying to get up the third base now, but I just feel like he can't defend it. He's too busy
yeah,
with the mutas, although the Zerglings aren't really attacking it well.
no, they're busy with the rocks. It's fine.
Yes, they have more important things to do.
Yeah.
And get a lot of lifts on the Zerglings. I really hate seeing that. It's just
Oh, that's so bad, isn't it? It's like,
such a waste of the energy.
and also you're taking the Phoenix out of the fight for a
Yeah,
long time. You know,
they,
sometimes.
they should be dealing with those Mutalisks. In fact, if you have the Phoenix specifically going after the Mutalisks and just have your Stalkers ignore them once you have enough Phoenix, that
Yeah,
would probably be fine.
there was a nice pick off on the Queen there as well, though, so that wasn't too bad.
Really hoping he's going to get some Colossus out this time. Supposedly, yeah, Rasper said earlier in chat that he does get it with this build.
Yeah. What's the point? Let's have a look at the APM. So yeah, Sharkbot is hitting nearly 100,000 APM at the moment. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
But yeah, again, in a bot world, we see lower APMs as better and not higher APMs. Because essentially, if you can do the same thing with a lower APM, it's probably a better idea.
kind of. But yeah,
Yeah,
as long as you're careful not to have too high APM, it just doesn't really matter that much.
yeah,
Might be
yeah.
nice to keep it low a bit, but it's not really a priority.
No, it's not a big priority, but cleaner code generally works at lower APMs.
Yeah,
But, so most of the
just
circuits run by here.
yeah. I just feel like Sharkbot has nothing to properly deal with circlings. All the stalkers don't
Yeah.
really deal with it well. Want depths or zealots or some colossus for splash damage.
Yes, Colossus or possibly even the High Templars were working
Yeah,
with some
exactly.
storms. Um, I mean the Zerglings can split against that quite well, but like, I mean, if you get them in the corner, there's not much splitting they can do.
Yeah.
also a lot of bots won't code against specifically that kind of thing because you don't see it as often on the bot ladder at the moment. I like saying there's a lot of there's not many bots that use disruptors at the moment, so against a lot of bots, disruptor shots won't always be reacted to as well.
Yeah, I
So,
guess.
so I don't know. I just want to see some cool disruptor hits.
Oracle
Yeah, Oracle.
coming in, but I don't think it's going to get much done. There's spores
No,
everywhere in Eris bases.
there's spores and there's hydralisks.
Yeah,
They take it out.
does seem to be occupying the army a bit
Yeah.
for a while.
So yeah. Now Eris up at max supply again.
Yeah. And I do suppose oracles are also better able to deal with the zerglings than the phoenixes.
Yeah.
So they're not too bad to have. He has one this army as well.
There's no real mutas anymore, so that's not something they have to worry about.
Yeah.
So it does get the surround on a few of these stalkers here. The shield batteries are doing okay, but like, yeah, against this amount of
It's
hydras,
too much damage. Yeah.
yeah, it's not going to be a fun day. Oh, there's um, a void ray there, but that's probably not going to do a lot of damage.
No.
Okay, I think Eris has done it. Eris is going to
Yes, I
take the
agree.
place in the semi-final. We have our completed semi-final bracket, which we will see next week. So let's fast forward, see the end of this. Congratulations to Eris. Oh, and we do
Yes.
see Tempest briefly.
Tempest. Not...
Yeah, we were saying about Tempests earlier.
Yeah.
GG.
GG.
So, and the entire map is also covered in creep. So, awesome. Congratulations to Eris. Sharkbot did well. Very well made bot. Unfortunately, couldn't pick up the win there. So yeah, awesome. All right, let's have a look at the completed bracket for the next round, if we can.
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, so next week we'll have Ketrock up against NegativeZero and Zozo up against Eris, which, I mean, Ketrock against NegativeZero is going to be a really, really fun match.
That's
I think
very
it's going to be
interesting. Yes.
close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zozo, I mean, do we see any hope for Zozo? I guess there's always hope, but
I kind of doubt it. I feel like I should be able to deal with it, but always a bit tricky with a workerish bot.
yeah, definitely.
I
So there is no
very
more updates. So
no, that's
Eris
true.
was obviously, you know, obviously maybe not expecting to fight Zozo, so might not have coded a lot of good work rush
Mm.
defense, but you never
Well,
know.
so Zozo was on the ladder and Eris as
Yeah,
well, and Eris. I know Eris had a very good win rate this season, so it should have a
yeah,
decent defense. And in general,
yeah.
yeah,
We'll
you
see.
can't really stay at top bot and just not work on
No,
the worker defense at all.
no, definitely not. But Zozo is obviously doing really well. But yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see.
I do hope that Eris will come out ahead because it's
Yeah,
regardless of who he's facing, it's going to be a very interesting finals that way.
yeah, definitely. All right, I think we're done. Tia, thank you very much for joining me as my cat decides to go and mug me. Sorry. Uh, yeah, no, thank you very much for coming on. So you're making my
Yes,
jumping in at the last minute. And thanks everyone for watching as well. We will be back next week where we'll have both of the semi-finals on Saturday and both of the final and third place match on Sunday next week. So we'll complete the tournament. Thanks everyone for watching again, and we'll see you next week. Catch you.